Hey there, welcome to Coaching with Tally in a series this week all about becoming who it is you most truly are, standing in that place. What that leads to is confidence. It leads to you enjoying yourself. It leads to you deeply and profoundly having real needs met in ways that you're not depending on things outside of yourself to have those met. It's a really, really profound experience to lean into, and it's a constant journey in life to learn to know yourself, to love yourself, to take care of yourself well, to be on this journey of really uncovering the masterpiece that you already are. And so we're in a series on that. Today we are talking about celebrating your wins. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. When you don't make it a priority to acknowledge and to celebrate the things that you've done, you train yourself, you teach yourself that achieving goals really isn't all that important or exciting. And so it's super, super significant to take the time along the way. It's almost like if you're climbing a mountain and you just never stop to look out at the view, you never stop to celebrate how far you've climbed and the new vantage point that you're at. It's just so significant. It's a huge piece of what I do with my private clients. My name is Tally, by the way. I am a life and personal development coach, and I have the honor and privilege of working with leaders to create lives of overflowing impact in the world that are centered from a place of joy. I am really all about getting you leaders aligned to who it is you most truly are. That's what this series is all about. All about getting you firing on all cylinders, looking at every significant and important area of your life. It's very holistic. And then really all about getting you into a place where you've created a life that you love living, that you can overflow and really make a difference in the world around you. So one of the key pieces that I do with my private clients is to take time along the way, to celebrate those wins. And the way that I do it, multiple things, but one of the ways I do it is by using a life wheel. You guys have probably heard me talk about this before. That's part of that holistic living. The life wheel is almost, it looks like a pie graph. So life broken up into 8 key areas of life. And we do an assessment when they come in. I do this with my private clients. I do it with my group coaching clients. It's worked into my mastermind, and I'm actually leading a retreat this weekend, and we're going to be doing it on the retreat as well. So we look at where are you currently at in every important area of your life? How satisfied are you today, right now, with each of these areas? And then every 3 months, we stop and we pause and we go, like, okay, where are we at now? We do a reassessment, and you just see the growth. And that's the place of those pausing along the way, the vantage point where you get to go like, man, I've been making all of these steps, this like small incremental change over time, daily basis, action steps, integrating new habits into your life that are steered into where it is you want to go in all of these areas in life. And when you stop and you go, okay, where am I at now? And we do a reassessment, then you kind of get this like, wow, look how far I've come, because it's gradual, because it's daily steps towards something. It's really, really important to celebrate your wins. It's really important to come out on the edge of the overlook and go like, wow, look at the view from here. This is amazing. Look at how much higher I am than the last time I did this assessment. So that's one of the ways that we celebrate wins. The other way is that with the weekly clients that I have, my private clients are all weekly, and we always talk about what is it that's working? What's working? What are the things that you're integrating into life that are working? What do you want to celebrate that you accomplished this week, that you created this week, that you are getting better and better at, that things are becoming easier in this area, where some of the traction that you've been working toward is really starting to pay off. It's just really significant to direct your attention, your focus, your energy toward what is working. And of course we look at what's not working too, but it's significant. It's really profound to take the time to look at what are the things that I'm celebrating right now? What are the things that are working? Because when you do that, you actually train your brain, and you guys have heard me talk about this before, your reticular activating system will dial in and focus up on whatever it is that you give your attention to, whatever your brain determines is important to you. It's gonna give focus to that thing. And so if you're regularly coming to this place where you're looking at what's working, you're celebrating what's working. You look at your wins and you go, oh, that is awesome. I really want to celebrate what I've created here. I really want to give myself acknowledgement for the effort that I put toward this thing, or the things that I've leaned into or created or accomplished. And they could be in any area of life. Maybe you're celebrating something that you are achieving in your health. Maybe you're integrating a discipline into your life, like drinking more water or getting to bed by a certain time, a certain number of days, or getting activity and movement into your life, or the way that you're eating. Maybe it's something in your career. You're taking a risk and you're stepping out to make a difference in something that you haven't done before, and it requires you to upgrade. Maybe it's something in a relationship. You're giving attention and energy to creating a relationship that is healthy and that you really appreciate and love and enjoy. So wherever those areas are, maybe it's your finances, maybe it's how you're being a contribution to the world, maybe it's the way that you're learning to love and care for yourself and integrating things into your life that are self-care oriented. Whatever the area is, I just want you to take time today. So your activation today is to take time to make a list. I actually want you to write it down. You can write it down in the comments here. That works. You can write it down in your journal. But I want you to take the time, even if it's just like 3 minutes, to celebrate your wins. I want you to think about the different areas in your life. So yesterday we talked about celebrating your strengths, and that's more like who you are as a person. Today's celebrating of wins is kind of what are the things that you're doing, the action that you're taking in your life that is worth celebrating. And it's fine if it's not, where you want it to be, but just the effort is really worth celebrating. So either what you've accomplished, and you can look back on your life and look at the things that you challenged yourself with, risks that you've taken, relationships that you've built, difference that you've made in the lives of other people. Or it could be something you're in the middle of right now. New habits that you're integrating into your life, relationships that you're leaning into and giving energy and effort, things that you're learning. It could be so many different things, but take the time to celebrate the things that you're doing, the effort that you're leaning into, and the difference that that's making in your life. So be generous with yourself, celebrate yourself, because really you want to live in this place of strong foundation, rooted in just enjoying and loving who you are. And we're going to talk more about the masks that we wear and how to take those down, how to stand in more confidence, and when you have that, when you're standing in more confidence, you will risk more. You'll be much more of an overflow in the world. You'll be more generous with other people. When you love yourself well, you actually upgrade your ability to be able to love others. You actually will never love someone else beyond what you feel toward yourself. I've just watched it again and again and again. It's like a cap that you put on your ability to give and love other people is what you put on yourself. You just can't do it really effectively. You might do loving things, but it will often be in a way of manipulating to get something in return. But if you love yourself well, if you're generous and you're kind with yourself, if you affirm and acknowledge, you'll find yourself overflowing that to other people. So if it's hard for you to do this for you, based on kind of what you've grown up in and what you've been trained in, the inner critic is a lot louder than that voice that affirms and is kind to and nurtures and is generous with praise and affirmation. Just begin to let that start to shift. Begin to notice the critic that is there and, just let it be there, acknowledge it. And then they say that you need to give, I think it's 3 times more affirmation than criticism. I've also heard studies that say 7 times. So somewhere in between 3 and 7 times as much affirmation as criticism. I think maybe 3 balances it out. And when you're giving 7 times more, you're actually then in the, in the black, kind of filling and moving forward. So be generous and kind with yourself, because guaranteed all of us have that inner critic that is rah, 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 you shouldn't have, or you didn't do that well enough, or whatever those voices are. And they're tapes that we have in our head from growing up, challenging coaches or teachers or parents, whatever it is, where we just hear this critiquing voice. But you will be far more motivated by love than you will by fear. And we're going to get into that a whole nother day. But be kind, be loving, celebrate even the effort, celebrate the small things, really look at every area of your life and look at the growth over time and celebrate the wins, because it will steer you into more and more of that. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. I'm going to be coming live tomorrow. Actually, the next few days, I'm going to be out in the country. I'm leading a retreat this weekend. Super excited, but I will still pop on and connect with you guys. So we'll be back tomorrow for a really, really cool exercise I'm actually going to be leading on the retreat. I'm going to tell you guys about it so that you can do it at home. So celebrating you today, sending you so much love. Take the few minutes to do this exercise. It'll be profound for you. Celebrate you. Lots of love.